Namaste, Suswagatam, and welcome to our Sunday edition of Words of Wisdom Gyan Ganga on our Virat Hindustan's social media channels. Today is episode number 252, and we will be discussing for the next 45 minutes, has corruption thrived under Modi too? And with Dr. Subramanian Swamy, and veteran journalist who has been covering many of these scams in the past, Sri J. Gopi Krishnan and Dr. Subramanian Swamy. Before I hand over the talk for Dr. Swamy's initial comments, as you know, we have started a series from the last episode 251 that every Sunday we will highlight some hidden facts of our positive Indian history which never has been talked about. So today we are going to talk about Rani Abbakka Chauta, who was queen at Ullal near Mangalore from 1525 to 1570, and she fought the Portuguese. And very soon you will have a small clipping of her bravery, and Virat Hindustan Sangam and the nation pays tribute to this Rani Abbakka Chauta.
Rani Abbakka, you're missing out on one of India's fiercest queens. Rani Abbakka Chauta ruled Ullal in the Tulunadu region, where the air was thick with the aroma of spices. Her reign wasn't just about governance, it was about defiance. The Portuguese wanted to control the spice-rich lands of Tulunadu and monopolize the trade, but Abbakka had other plans. In 1556, she faced off with Portuguese commander Dom Alvaro de Silveira and won, forcing a truce. But they didn't back down. In 1558, a larger fleet attacked. Yet again, Abbakka with her allies sent them packing. By 1568, the Portuguese tried their luck with General João Peixoto. They ransacked Ullal, but Abbakka, undeterred, escaped, rallied a guerrilla force and struck back, killing Peixoto and forcing a retreat. She even attacked the Mangalore fort, showing the Portuguese who truly ruled the waves. Abbakka's resistance was not just a fight, it was a symbol of sovereignty. Despite alliances faltering and her eventual capture and death in 1570, her legacy lived on. Celebrated in local folklore and performing arts, Rani Abbakka remains one of India's earliest freedom fighters. So next time you savor that peppery kick, remember the queen who defended the spice trade with her life. Rani Abbakka Chauta, a name etched in the annals of bravery.
So we pay tributes to Rani Abbakka Chauta, and perhaps it will be appropriate that the Bajpayee Mangalore airport should be named after this first freedom fighter against colonial rule. So with these words, it's over to Dr. Subramanian Swamy to start today's discussion. Has corruption thrived under Modi too? Over to Dr.
Thank you, Jagdish, and welcome to all our colleagues here. We are happy that Gopi Krishnan has agreed to come as a guest today, and he's been a big fighter against corruption. He's never been afraid of anybody. And the 2G spectrum matter, which came to finality, that was entirely due to Gopi Krishnan's research. And then he joined with me, and we brought it to the courts and got all these people who were primarily involved to go to jail. Now, today we are going to speak about whether corruption has thrived during Modi's tenure. And the short answer is yes, it has. It has thrived in a big way. And therefore, I would like to say there has been a study by a committee called CMS. That CMS study shows that in 13 states, the 75% of the Indians believe that corruption is in an all-time high. It's not only increased, but the people believe that Modi is not serious about fighting corruption. Now, therefore, the question will be, why is it so, and what is it that we can do? Wait till he'll bite you. 1 minute. Come on. No, let it go. Doesn't matter. Leave it. So, dogs will have bones. So, anyway, yes. So, sorry for that interruption, but it was inevitable. So, this is a great fall for us from 2014. Because for 2014, the belief was that Modi will clean up this, the country's system and see that the corruption is brought to an end. And at least all the money which was known to be put in banks abroad, that money would be brought back. And he himself pledged that he would do that. But that has not happened. And therefore, the question would be today, have the people lost faith? I think they still think that if there's any party that can do, it's BJP. But as far as Modi is concerned, there's been a complete collapse of faith. And now after the Adani matter, I think he has lost all reputation in the eyes of the people who are concerned about fighting corruption. So let me say, before I hand it over to Gopi Krishnan, that some of the examples are very important to note. First is that the bringing back of the money from abroad was very easy through the UN route. In fact, I had that time even publicized this, that, you go to the United Nations and they have a project on it to see that the money of a country which is there illegally in another country is sent back. But Modi, despite my writing letters to him, despite my publicly speaking about it, ignored it, and that money has remained abroad. In fact, it has grown now. For instance, the BCCI, the cricket body, the amount of money that has been stashed away there is just unbelievable. Second is Modi has been recruiting a lot of corrupt people into the party and as also into positions there. I need not name them, but the whole country knows what they are, who they are, and by this he has weakened his hand. Now, certainly his involvement with Adani has been a major blow to BJP's stature as a party that will fight for corruption. The third thing that I want to say is that the rupee, which was at the time of the Janata Party of Moraji Desai, it was only 7 rupees per dollar. And then after Mrs. Gandhi came, it started increasing. But during Modi's period, it has jumped, and today it is 86 or 87 rupees per dollar. From where? From $8, 8 rupees to $1, it has now come down to 87 rupees per dollar. And that means that the country's products may be cheaply available to foreigners, but the foreigners, the products which we buy here will be extraordinarily expensive. So this is the reason why, and one of the things that is happening is that now people who have money, they've started sending money abroad. They become insecure, and they are moving companies out abroad. So these are things which are now coming in the media, and this is something that again is something that will give a bad name to the BJP. So now question is, the last point I want to make before it goes to our friend Gopi Krishnan is, can corruption be eliminated? In my opinion, it can be eliminated there are 5-6 steps which can be taken immediately. I have said that in this country, in our country, there is no income tax in the agricultural sector. And in the urban sector, the rich people have chartered accountants and they hardly pay anything. Some of them pay minuscule amounts. It's the lower class who are below the tax rates. They also escape. Of course, they deserve to escape. But the middle class is paying hugely in taxes. And they are all very, very unhappy that they are cutting their own consumption so that they are in a position to pay their taxes. In my opinion, income taxes should be abolished immediately. That is one way. Second is, we have interest rates which are huge, 12%, 10%, so on. United States, you can take a loan from a bank at just 2%. I'm not saying that we should have 2%, but 6% is the maximum there should be for taking a loan from a bank. And if you do that, investment will go up, and large numbers of people who are today unable to set up industry is because the interest rates are so high. And this will raise the Indian economy. And once it is raised, then through the market forces, these things will provide revenue. So I would say that we should also encourage our people, particularly middle class, to save more. And for that, fixed deposit money should be, the interest rate should be 9%. And if you do that, people will pour money into that thing, particularly the middle class, and that money can be then lent out to those who want to invest. So there are solutions all available. But Modi doesn't know any economics. I don't want to talk about the finance minister. I mean, I don't know what she knows. It must be not worth for any government anyway. She may have some other attributes which will be irrelevant to mention just now. But I think, is there anybody? I have many times said, if you don't like what I'm saying, I am a party man, I'm in BJP. Now you send somebody from your government and let us have in the party office a debate. But nobody is willing to come. And there are no new ideas are able to come. It's only Mr. Modi, and Mr. Modi consults Adani, and the two of them do this kind of thing that has today landed us into soup. So with these remarks, I'm handing it over to Gopi Krishnan.
For some time, thank you, Dr. Swamy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear now. Now I hear you.
After some time, you have invited me in this Gyan Ganga, which is always a pleasure of talking with you and your colleagues. Now you come out with a strong subject, and whether the straight question you asked in the subject is, has corruption thrived under Modi too? Actually, the corruption which was happened during the UPA, which was in a rampant scale by many of the ministries and many of the alliance partners like DMK, Congress, Chidambaram, all this, that kind of activity is not happening. But I can say one thing which I always say, Narendra Modi government and not the Narendra Modi in 2018, he diluted the Prevention of Corruption Act.
Yes.
That now CBI has become a paper tiger, because if CBI wanted to start a probe, CBI officer has to fill a 14-page form which talks about what are all his findings, and he has to give the clearance from the department head of that particular officer. Such a foolish, such an obnoxious, such a useless thing happened, because when a CBI files a 14-page finding note, and it is just like a PowerPoint presentation, which investigating officer can fill this form, 14-page bank loan application kind form. You have to file to his department, then CBI has to get clearance, then CBI has to send to the officer, can we start probing this? So what happens is, corruption happens from the top actually. When you are talking about a minor officer, his senior officer, where this file comes, he gets alerts his corrupt junior. The corrupt officer must be working for this top man. Just like during A. Raja's tenure, court were asking MTNL chairman, please give sanction. So that kind of thing is happening. Prosecution sanction. In Chidambaram hotel grabbing.
Can you keep your cell phone away? We're hearing some disturbance, if you don't mind. Put it slightly away. Yeah, thank you.
Now, in the Chidambaram hotel grabbing case, Delhi High Court has told CBI, you probe it. Sir, you yourself are saying corruption happened, but the finance ministry won't give against the sanction for prosecution. And I've been following the 2G scam appeal. 2018 March, CBI and ED filed the appeal in the Delhi High Court. Around 6 years, more than 120 hearing and 9 or 13 judges. This July only, this April only, 2024 April only, simple step of grant for prosecution, leave to grant appeal has been allowed by the Delhi High Court judge. What was prosecution doing? Prosecution means government. And in this case, the chief prosecutor is none other than the Solicitor General of India, Tushar Mehta. I have not seen him in the court any of these days. And now the case, in July, Delhi High Court, some 14th judge said that every Friday, 2:30, you have to start the argument. And for the past 2 hearings, CBI is telling, and court is also firing CBI, they are not getting the paper book from the registry. The judge is saying, you are not cooperating with the registry, get the paper book. Now, December 16, CBI and registry are to unite together to get the paper book of this lengthy paper. This is the kind of the prosecution. The corrupt cases. Nowadays, as a landmark Supreme Court judgment also came that ED was not having not taking sanction for prosecution for a long time. So the Supreme Court said that even though PMLA Act is not talking about the sanction for prosecution, you have to get sanction for prosecution. This act was passed by Chidambaram. Now he himself has gone to Aircel Maxis case and INX Media case. There is no prosecution sanction against me, which was passed by him. Now he is asking, please get a prosecution sanction. So court said that that's a genuine right. So this is the way of cases are doing. And as far as another, you are asked the thriving of corruption in the Modi government. There is a political corruption going on. What is happening? CBI and ED and income tax acts against earlier 2014 when they came to the government and they acted against some people. Notices were served, arrests were conducted, raids were conducted somewhere in jail. But now we have seen that so many leaders of that opposite party, political leaders, has joined BJP. They are become the BJP spokespersons, and around some 20 to 30 candidates or 40 or 50 candidates are contested in the as BJP candidate in the election or NDA candidate in the election. So the corruption is not old kind of money transfer and other bribery. It's not like this is a immorality in politics. That's also a corruption. Join BJP and get saved from all cases. Whatever it may be, Maharashtra, wherever, Maharashtra, everywhere. Dr. Swamy, I simply doubt, as the DMK is having around 40 MPs in Lok Sabha, that's why this 2G appeal is delaying. I doubt that. I doubt whether because DMK has the history of NDA partner. DMK was NDA partner and they decided where to go. And when UPA came, they were always in power from 96 to 98 to 2004. To 2014, they were with the government, whether it is with BJP or Congress.
Yes.
And now, why the case? Swamy, you know, you were law minister, and you yourself is a petitioner person who made some landmark judgment. Leave to grant appeal is a 2-day, maximum 1 day or 2-day argument. 6 years it argued. 6 years, 120 hearing. Prosecution looking. 30 days, prosecution kept quiet when Raja and Kanimozhi were arguing whether CBI has a power to appeal. 30 days. What was the prosecution doing? And this is the way we are. And anybody can join BJP and get what opposition says is correct. Whitewashing machine. You became. What are all the guys? The Mumbai Regional Congress Committee President Kripa Shankar was a BJP candidate this time. He was having all the corruption cases against him. That's all vanished. And look at, we are having now Adani issues. Modi government has blessed Adani like Indira Gandhi blessed Dhirubhai. Dhirubhai was given license Raj. Dhirubhai Ambani was allowed to go with the textile industry. You know the case, Dr. Swamy, very well. That's the way Narendra Modi also blessed Adani like anything. When Narendra Modi government came, Adani got 6 airports at a stretch through an auction. They can say it's through an auction, but where is the maximum number one can apply?
Yes.
There should be limit for airports a person can apply. You allow a person without any cap. That is called monopoly or chronic capitalism, or you are engaging anything. And these airports, and like the Mumbai airport, which was with GVK, there was a case against GVK by CBI for 1,000 crore under invoicing to the not sharing with the government on a CAG based report, and CBI conducted the filed the charge sheet. And when Adani took over the GVK and Mumbai airport, CBI simply filed the closure report. Same thing happened in the Pranay Roy case.
Yes.
Now Adani took over. This is called whitewashing. This is called you are blessing or sidelining with the one person, one industrialist. Earlier, this is the same thing Indira Gandhi was doing for Dhirubhai Ambani. Reliance was blessed by that time government. They got all the license charge, they got all the benefits, one-sided benefit, and that's called nepotism and favoritism. It's also corruption. People are not doing anything for free. And look at you fought a case against the cricket.
Yeah.
Now, who is the cricket head? There was dynasty activity came. Yesterday, I have been watching Lalit Modi's interview, 2-hour interview. There he is keeping quiet on this, and he is praising Jesha is a great boy because and he was talking, he is talking only about the Congress corruption only. Cricket was controlled by basically Congress, BJP, NCP thugs. They are the heavyweights are controlling. So there also Home Minister has put his son, who has never batted in his life, never bowled in his life. He became now he has become the ICC chairperson. Today he has taken. So when you talk about corruption, like the rampant corruption, something that's not happening, but the fight against corruption is totally sabotaged, is not at all happening in the Narendra Modi government, and they have sabotaged the Prevention of Corruption Act. Now Prashant Bhushan has filed a PIL against this bill, against this new amendment. I hope Supreme Court, but then COVID came, 2019 only he filed, but then COVID came and others. Hope Supreme Court will take out this sanction for prosecution. You have been filing cases on sanction against the sanction rules for so many years, but every government, whether Congress or BJP, they wanted to tighten this sanction for prosecution. to save the corrupt. Your Swamy versus Manmohan Singh in the 2G case, 90 days rule, government silent. Every government, even I thought they will accommodate in the Prevention of Corruption Act amendment, but they said that the government need. If you start a probe, so what is the point of probing? Only nowadays ED. Now ED is also tightened by the courts because there are ED rules, sanction for prosecution law clause was not there. Now everybody, the man who passed Chidambaram, now he cries, this is a barbarian act. This is passed by Chidambaram only. And this government, whenever the opposition comes, they don't allow the state entry to CBI. Why Modi government has not passed CBI Act, the Delhi Police Special Act? It is still a 1949 archaic act. So this is the way this thing are going on. Now Adani is caught by US and they are talking about the states only. I personally believe as Adani and others mobile phones, Adani's brothers, nephew Sagar's phone and emails are with the power ministry, that solar energy corporation, Adani's links are with the solar energy corporation and then goes to the states. So solar energy corporation related this thing, US, I think this Adani indictment started from this US agencies, just somewhat like US Titan Sonia Gandhi through Volcker put for oil scam. When he came to power in 2004, US come out with this Volcker scam, then they have countered or totally cornered. So the US must be using this pressure on Modi, on Adani. Adani might be Achilles' heel to Modi. That's no doubt.
Right. So the question I'm asking you is has you move amongst the people a lot? Tell me, have people lost faith? Have they think that now corruption, nobody can remove corruption? They had great hopes when he came to power. Everybody was rejoicing, and suddenly all this is happening, and we are not able to explain. What can I explain except to say that they have surrendered? They have, the corrupt people and the people in power are working together. You see. So do you think that there is the only problem I would also put to you is if BJP is not acceptable to fight corruption, then who is there to fight? So therefore, some of the people tell me, well, for Hindutva's sake, we will overlook this. But otherwise, what do we have? We have people who will be against India. So that kind of hopelessness has come. Do you feel like that too?
So public, in a large, by and large, they are losing hope in the cases like people simply say, even you can, in the court, I think judicial officers also sometimes make a joke like they are ridiculing CBI officers. Sometimes you say this is a corrupt charge sheet, then you yourself comes with closure. So, and public in by and large also the issue is many corrupt people. One day you will get media will get a SMS, an eminent personality is joining BJP today at 2:30 at headquarters, and we are saying the same corrupt fellows, even which were attacked by none other than Prime Minister and Amit Shah. They are coming, they are joining, no issues. Don't you think BJP giving, accommodating and giving an MP seat to Kripa Shankar, former Mumbai Congress president in Uttar Pradesh? Yeah. And thankful, we have to be thankful to the people for not voting for these people. And look at the 2019 BJP had 303 seats. Yeah. How it's 63 seats gone? Who are all lost? Yeah. When you look at people and people's anger in Maharashtra during the parliament, now it is reversed in the assembly. That's another subject. But People are also wise. They also, as you said, people have only BJP faith and others. That's not the. I don't think people will find the their own ways of voting, their own case-to-case voting. At least people will find their own way. That's how the system works. And look at our Delhi case, the Aam Aadmi Party, which was landed as an anti-corruption party.
Yes.
They joined with, they came with, the Aam Aadmi Party was formed against the corruption of the Congress. And now they have no, they even join with Congress. So politics, there is a permutation, combination happens. And this is the, look at, I'm just, as we are talking about corruption, Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2014 Maharashtra Assembly election termed NCP as a nationalist corrupt party.
That's right.
And within 2 months, First Republic Day, they declared Padma Vibhushan to Sharad Pawar. How will these officers work? What is the message it is going? And look at the Attorney General Mukul Rohtagi, the first Attorney General Mukul Rohtagi. He was the advocate of all the UPA corruption time accused persons advocate. So should be a message. You are saying is corrupt. There are a lot of corrupt people. There is, sir, there should be an ethics and morality. Advocates will say, as an advocate, I argued as an attorney general, I am changing. As a lawyer, I am a journalist. I wrote against 2G scam on DMK. Can I become Murashwali's editor, DMK's newspaper's editor? I wrote against National Herald. And can I become National Herald editor? There should be an ethics. Advocates also should have this ethics. Right. You worked for the corrupt persons and then you landed as Attorney General. And what is the message you are going to trial judge and small junior judges, even the Supreme Court judges? What is the message? Right. So Narendra Modi has to, what was Narendra Modi's government's first cabinet decision? It was Black Money Commission.
Yeah.
Where is the Black Money Commission now?
Yes.
Has they filed any report?
No.
Has the government gave them an office? First of all, it is collapsed because Black Money Commission secretary, 2 retired judges, MB Shah and Arijit Pasayat, where they were good judges, and you appointed a secretary who himself is a revenue joint secretary. How a government of India's revenue joint secretary become the revenue? So, and that shows the commission's autonomy has gone, and the commission, I don't know what. And look at the Lokpal.
Yes.
Lokpal also, even though judge was first judge and others Supreme Court judges were there, but the system, that its style of functioning, I'm not finding anything Lokpal is doing. Yeah. But and the worst is that this Black Money, I hope Supreme Court will cancel this Prevention of Corruption Amendment Act and bring back to the old rule, and government may tighten it. Otherwise, and this is called corruption. I'll add one more moment. Like corruption, there is another thing. Another type of corruption is extortion. I have told you about. We know the political extortion. Yes. There is extortion is also working there. You send a notice. Yeah. Tax or ED raid or some notice will come. If people has not met, then raid will happen. Yeah. Then also you are not happening. Charge sheet will happen. If you are set, cases withdrawn. Narendra Modi government should look into the cases, how they have withdrawn. Bombay airport case, when Adani took over, they withdrawn. Yeah. Now, one case against NDTV, it is withdrawn. One more case pending, they will also withdraw that because Adani has taken over. So this kind of political extortion and physical extortion is everywhere, and corruption. Also, this money making. Unnecessary old, you were in the Chandrasekhar government where licensing Raj and others were liberalization draft and all came. Yes. Rules must change, but the political leadership has to be strengthened. They should not create oligarchs like Adani in everywhere. you gave a 6 airport, then you allow him to take the Mumbai airport by filing a CBI case against current holder. This kind of things. Now, NDA partner is Chandrababu Naidu. This US indictment on Adani's solar power, first complainant was Chandrababu Naidu's leaders in Andhra High Court.
Yes.
The solar power project. Now Chandrababu Naidu says, let me look into the US charge sheet. Totally, he is only attacking Jagan. So he may also get his pound of flesh. He is also, everybody is a weathercock in this politics, sir.
Well, Jagdish.
Yeah, I think, Gopi, you have highlighted some of the point, but the most glaring corruption point is the electoral bonds. The nexus has been established between Modi's people, Modi's government with the donors. In fact, I don't know why the electorates are also so stupid not to understand it. Because the electoral bond, after the Supreme Court made them forcibly to disclose, everything has been established. Not only it is striving, the BJP friends or the well-wishers try to frighten us. If there is no Modi, then Rahul Gandhi will come to power. I would say if there is no Modi, more capable leaders from the BJP will come to power. Modi going away or Amit Shah going away doesn't mean Rahul Gandhi is coming. Rahul Gandhi and Congress will never come. This is telling us. In fact, there are more capable leaders who can take over the BJP. So all this fear. So I just wanted Dr. Swamy and Gopi, besides points you have raised, I said the electoral bonds is a serious corruption case. In fact, it is a Herculean or a Himalayan corruption. And this washing machine, Modi's washing machine, our Ajit Dada Pawar is the deputy CM. You are only talking about that Kripa Shankar who got a ticket from Jaunpur. But there are so many others. Ujjwal was in jail. Malik Nawab was in jail.
Chhagan
They are
Bhujbal.
all respectable people.
Chhagan Bhujbal.
Chhagan Bhujbal. Yes. And then I want to ask you, Gopi, you have been following this and Dr. Swamy is being Spice Jet.
Yeah.
BJP came to power.
Yeah.
Spice Jet was with Maran. Was not Maran arm twisted perhaps for a deal to get them, the DMK leaders being acquitted? Would not a deal have been made that Maran would sell the Spice Jet to Ajay Singh or some similar
Ajay Singh.
who was sympathetic with
Ajay Singh, yeah.
and was with Pramod
Yeah.
Mahajan. Spice Jet changed hands during BJP regime or Modi's regime. We should not call it BJP regime, but Modi is calling the shot. So Spice Jet, 2G conviction, they failed. The CBI under Modi failed to convict these accused. Is that not a corruption? Then let's come to the rate of convictions by the ED. It's poor performance of the ED. There is hardly any rate of corruption. And the most important thing is Modi edit from Dr. Swamy, who exposed the 2G, exposed National Herald, and Sonia and Rahul are going scot-free. All this logic, the bugs come and teach us, saying, no, Modi is a great leader. He is fixing them properly. But 11 years, Modi has not filed a single corruption case against Sonia and Rahul. This is the greatest certificate that he is not serious to fight corruption. In fact, corruption, a drama is made that Modi has no family, he's abandoned his wife. So what is he making money for? But under the Prevention of Corruption Act, even assuming, which I'm not ready to accept, that he has not made money for himself, but giving benefits of corrupt practices to somebody else, including Adani, is a corrupt practice under the Corruption Act as far as the government of obstructions are done for Dr. Swamy to prosecute the case. We 2 minutes put that private case apart. Gopiji, just tell me, there is a case against Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi as far as the income tax is concerned. Some 430 crores rupees they have to pay. They have lost in the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. They have lost in the Delhi High Court. And since 2018, the appeal is pending in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Dr. Swamy wrote to Venkaiah Naidu as Urban Development Minister, and the DDA allotment for National Herald for change of user of the lease condition was terminated. They went to the Delhi High Court, that is the National Herald and this team, and they have lost in the High Court. The matter is pending in the Supreme Court for 2018. Does Modi not have so much of sense? If he is such a big messiah of fighting corruption, he could have directed his officers, especially Tushar Mehta, to get up in the Supreme Court and mention the matter that since 2018, the matter is pending. In fact, I am really surprised that the trial court fast tracks cases involving politicians. But when it goes to the High Court and Supreme Court, what happens to the fast track disposal of these cases? And the government of India, there's no fast track. So that is a whole, I would ask the Chief Justice or the retired Chief Justice, what is the justice system? You say in trial court it is expedited, but in the Supreme Court and the High Court, these cases are pending. And so this total corruption is there. The appeal in the High Courts and the Supreme Courts are pending. The law officer doesn't open his mouth. He is paid there. He's a paid servant of the law ministry to expedite the cases. So sum total is Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, not a single corruption case has been filed by Narendra Damodar Das Modi. He threatens his opponents, and those who are frightened, ED cases are put. They come to the BJP office, they are welcomed, and the cases are either withdrawn or it lapses. This also is total corruption. And we know what Modi does. He may not allow many ministers to do, but all big cases have to come to his number 2 man, and who does the deal. It is open knowledge. You ask any minister, he says, come via, go to Mr. the number 2 man. So it is people, the bucks will say, no, there's no big cases. Electoral bond is a clear-cut case. Sorry, I'm taking more time because I paid homage to Jai Prakash Narayan, who had started the 1974 corruption campaign against corruption. And today I'm in Patna, and I went to his original house at Kadamkua Road. And he was the man who brought the first non-Congress government to power in 1977. So we must take inspiration from that and not compromise on corruption. In fact, today even Modi, BJP, Janata Dal, Samajwadi Party, Janata Party, and all these parties originally are today in power in some way or the other. Nitish Kumar or Deva Gowda's people or anybody are in power, or BJP are in power because of the JP movement and the emergency it brought in 1977 Muraji Desai to power. This is all the Janata Parivar. But corruption is not given priority, and we are trying to give a different color and brush to say, no, he may be not corrupt, he doesn't have a family, but everybody knows his relation with Adani and what's happening in the matter. So I don't think the people of India are going to leave this issue. Just now somebody says, one advocate from Bombay, VB Singh, somebody just mentioned here, that he was fighting Chidambaram's corruption during the UPA period, and still he has not got justice during 11 years of Modi for having fought Chidambaram's corruption. So we all know that this match fixing which is going on, and I am grateful to Mr. Gopi Krishnan and Dr. Swamy on keeping up the fight against corruption, because fighting corruption is not easy. There are occupational hazards, there are roadblocks, and there are the bucks by the PM. So I feel it is a very strong thing. Youth must revolt, come out on the streets. Corruption is not an easy thing to fight, but there are some determined people and we must support them. Sorry for having taken a long time. I think definitely Arvind and Ramesh will have some points.
I have one quick question after Arvind ji. After this, आप हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं. For Dr. Swamy and Gopi, simplest question: how many people have been prosecuted and put in jail in the past 10 years for corruption?
Well, I mean, they have been put in. There have been people who have been put in jail, but then in the higher levels, they have been off. You see,
Predominantly corruption, not at like 10 rupees, 20 rupees level, Dr. Swamy.
I think take Raja. He was prosecuted, put in jail, but when he went in appeal, it was he was let free. So.
I agree, Dr. Swamy, but after that, as Gopi said, the 2G case, this government does not want to bring the case at all. They have no intention of prosecuting any corrupt people.
No, I'm only saying that your point is well taken. Even if one judge takes a tough stand, there's another judge above him who nullifies it. You see?
So, at this point, Dr. Swamy, even at the judiciary level, the trust that people have, because from a people's standpoint, the judiciary is the last resort for controlling corruption or putting prosecution. But if there is no cooperation, everybody is afraid, even at the judiciary level.
Ramesh, may I come in? May I come?
Yes, go ahead.
There are two special courts. One is the special court for 2G, where Saini looked the other way, and there is a cold scam. Okay, so in that cold scam, that trial judges are convicting people like anything. There's so many, 7, 8 convictions. Even the court secretary, only person saved was Manmohan Singh. He was summoned, but everybody took out other way. And Manmohan Singh went to some other bench of Supreme Court to state, where CBI also kept quiet. They saved him from entering the court. And as far as Jagdish has come out with a lot of questions, first let me say the electoral bonds. Electoral bond is a sham idea put out by Arun Jaitley. It was his idea. I am not saying even Modi. It's all that time Arun Jaitley's shoddy idea, and good that Supreme Court has closed it. Now Supreme Court has, after Supreme Court pressure, government has come out with a list. Look at the list. One of the highest payer, 1,300 crore, is paid by a petty lottery guy, Santiago Martin, who is having some lottery business, and some mega enterprises. So we all, any person know that without the name of Tata Group, without the name of Dhirubhai Ambani Group, without the name of Birla Group, what political donation is going on? So that shows that still it is going on. Anyway, political donation and others, there are rules are there. 5% companies now. This government you form a shell company, you declare a profit and you give. And who is the biggest player? Santiago Martin, and he has paid maximum to TMC and DMK because they're thriving in Tamil Nadu. So that electoral bond itself is a fake scheme. Good, thanks for Supreme Court. And as far as you talk, Jagdish spoke about SpiceJet. SpiceJet is a politically exposed company. It is established in 2000 with the blessing of Pramod Mahajan. When UPA came, Ajay Singh and Pramod Mahajan, Ajay Singh has sold to Maran, DMK. When 2014 BJP came back, It's a politically exposed company. Now that company is in total financial mess. In 2014, just for 2 rupees, it's a stock exchange listed company. It was sold, which is totally illegal. And that time, corporate affairs minister, finance minister Arun Jaitley kept quiet, and Ajay Singh and the fake company like Naresh Goyal's, Dr. Swamy, Jet Etihad, where this karma took him. And we were talking before Sonia Gandhi. I'll tell very curious case. When Atal Bihari Vajpayee was Prime Minister in 98, Sonia was the leader of opposition. That time Sonia was little bit flexing muscles. What happened in Delhi was 1 week, Sonia's trusted man, trusted secretary Vincent George was raided by CBI. All his companies. But then Vajpayee and Sonia might have somewhere compromised. CBI only filed FIR in they never filed charge sheet. They registered FIR only, they never filed the charge sheet. Then 2004, Sonia Gandhi came to power. Before leaving 2014 beginning, CBI filed a closure case against Vincent George. But there was a bold trial judge. He asked CBI, I was studying in law college that time, I have heard this case, and you raided Vincent George, you took such and such money from his home, such and such cases, foreign, and you have allowed all his persons to go to USA, and now you close it. No, you have to file charge sheet. So that time Modi government came. You know what happened? They went to a pliable judge in High Court and got stay during the Modi's regime. But Modi's government, CBI, never filed a case against appeal in the Supreme Court. Such an open and shut case, they never went. That's the kind. You are talking about National Herald and others' action. Even Vincent George against action you cannot take. We know this kind of setting. As far as National Herald, the Sonia and Rahul Gandhi's company lost everywhere. Now the 2019 Supreme Court stayed saying that don't take coercive action till we decide. But income tax in Solicitor General who appears for this, he has never appeared after COVID and said that let's finish the case. And that Herald House vacation, government taking over the Herald House also, they lost the case in Delhi High Court, 2 benches, even Chief Justice Bench. Now it is in the Supreme Court in 2009. The judge was Justice Sikri. He put out a stay, and that Sikri went out giving a decree, putting out a stay. Where is this? But let the Sikri go, went out without decree. But where is the government? Prosecutor is not asking. Where is that case? Only election time, Narendra Modi says 2G, National Herald, Gotala, Bailka, Gadi. It's all election speeches. And against corruption, nothing. He himself calls Nationalist Corrupt Party, and you are giving Sharad Pawar Padma Vibhushan. And you take one portion, Ajit Pawar is with BJP. Prabhul Patel is with CBI has filed how many cases against Prabhul Patel? In Air India bus purchase case along with Chidambaram. So Chidambaram must be laughing. Good. Prabhul Patel has gone now, so that Air India matter I say. And Ramesh was asking on the speedy of the case. This Modi government, there were good officers like Rajeshwar Singh and the CBI officer Alok Verma. Chidambaram was charge sheeted in INX, Aircel Maxis. It's a long case because 2 accused are bribe givers are Malaysian citizens, and we are not going to get them. And one of the company owner is passed away yesterday. That Krishnan Maxis has passed away. He will never come to the Indian court, and his deputy Ralph Marsh also. But there is an INX media case where bribe giver Indrani has declared, I have given such and such thing. And she has said another thing also, which CBI and ED has not produced in the court, what all she gave to Chidambaram, what all Chidambaram demanded apart from the money to Karthi, that product, they have the videotape of her interrogation also. Leave it. That's another. But that case also CBI delays. Let that ED, that latest rule of need prosecution sanction, it's a matter of, in 2G case, Pranab Mukherjee as finance minister gave the prosecution sanction 24 hours. 24 hours. This government and Aircel Maxis, you have to see the accused officers with Chidambaram. One gentleman, one finance ministry officer now working somewhere in Assam, and Assam, he is a charge-sheeted officer, but government took no action. That IAS officer retired as chief secretary, and now he is with some power board. And then another officer from Bihar cadre, he is also secretary level officer. In Narendra Modi came, like a prosecution sanction, charge-sheeted officers, FIR named officers are not suspended. When an officer's name is in the FIR, he has to be suspended from services. Forget the charge sheet. Charge-sheeted officers are still serving officers under Narendra Modi's IAS officers are working. So how the system works? And they all told Modi that called Secretary Harish Chandra Misra was a very neat. He was supposed to be a neat person. He was not a briber. I also will say, but he was forced to sign everything. So he has gone to judge, gone to conviction. 7 convictions are with him. I'm still seeing in the trial court. He comes from there, and he signed all papers. And the system also wanted to stop at the level of secretary called, because most of the time this department was handled by none other than Manmohan Singh. Most of the signatories was Manmohan Singh, but everybody saved Manmohan Singh also.
Gopi, two very quick points. Second point, I don't want to answer for this. Second point, Dr. Swamy, even stopping you from taking your cases forward, be it National Herald, be any other corruption cases that you put by this government, is also corruption, Dr. Swamy. They don't want these cases to be brought to conclusion because they want to do some Santa Banta deal with Sonia. Absolute nonsense, because any corruption case that you brought up, be it Aircel Maxis, be it the National Herald case, be it the case for his citizenship, somewhere or the other, this government is doing a sabotage of bringing some useless third-rate idiots trying to file trying to file their own cases on all of these issues. That itself is corruption. This government led by Modi is corrupt even in that way. And last point, Dr. Swamy, let me finish, Gopi. Because I want to give it to Arvind also. The last point is more on this indictment by the US, Dr. Swamy. It is a shame that the Modi government has still not initiated a probe, when even, I don't say whether he's accused. At this point in time, the indictment says anybody is innocent until proven guilty. But the point is this: they have said that SECI has been the conduit. Why, in the name of God, has this Indian government led by Narendra Modi not initiated a probe to find out what the hell is going on? That's also avoiding any investigation or even finding out what is going on itself is also corruption. And this government is corrupt, and corruption has thrived not only, and it has grown under Modi. This is my statement. I just want to make it. Gopi, go ahead.
Before Aranji, I will take 1 second. As we are talking about Narendra Modi's government's urge on corruption, I'll tell a simple example. I don't know whether Dr. Swamy will agree with me or not. Dr. Swamy, you filed a private complaint against Jayalalitha, and Karunanidhi government, using their power, took over the case. And they went against and they won. In your National Herald case, why CBI is not taking over your case in the National Herald? Because all the accused, including Sonia Gandhi, everybody was, majorly Sonia Gandhi, is under Prevention of Corruption Act, because she was chairperson of UPA, and all were ruling party MPs, and it was taken over the public property capture case. Why CBI has not taken? Why you has to go to this court, that court, and in your case they are not giving you documents?
Yes, that's right.
And for your case, and they have election time, they have closed, so they have called Sonia and Rahul for 5 days. They have taken as a precaution by ED has registered the case. They questioned Sonia for 5 days. They questioned Rahul Gandhi for 5 days. Where is the charge sheet? Where is the ECIR? Why they are not doing that?
Yes.
Why they are not doing that? And let us, sir, 1 second. They have been talking against a lot of cases against Vadra. What happened to cases against Vadra? Now Vadra is asking Narendra Modi, where is the case against me? Vadra is giving bite. Priyanka Gandhi was also partner of the companies. That land case. And these people and BJP, some leaders will say, let this family remain. That's an advantage for BJP to get. They are kind of fools, thugs. Sometimes I may say, Sitaram Goel said about right wingers, you can see all the fools under one roof. Where I am not saying. Sometimes they are like that.
Yes. Well, what to say? You have said enough, and we are running out of time. So maybe we'll have another session after we get some more developments, and then we'll take up this issue. The fact is, there is another angle which I think I should mention. Mr. Modi is paranoid about my getting credit for all this. And his officials tell me that he doesn't want you to succeed. And I've seen that in many, many issues. But there's nobody else who's willing to take it, because you have to have the nerve that somebody will come after you. And you should have the strength to go to the court and get justice. But Mr. Modi is not only wanting to protect Sonia Gandhi, but he wants to make sure that I don't get any credit.
Absolutely. Totally.
This is in everything that I've seen. He is doing this. You know, even a simple thing of national security, he will try to block me, even though that is something which is very important. So that you know, I think this is insecurity. Mr. Modi is the most insecure politician I know, who thinks that that everybody is a threat to him. So, and that is, in my case, it becomes a more extreme form of it.
Arvind ji, sorry, आप भी बात कर सकते हैं.
Okay. First of all, let me make a remark on Gopi.
अब हिंदी में बात कीजिए ना, please.
गोपी कृष्णन को इस कार्यक्रम में बुलाने का एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज ये होता है कि गोपी कृष्णन पूरा इतिहास खोल के रख देते हैं. उनको इतनी नॉलेज है, मैं उनको इंसाइक्लोपीडिया बोलता हूँ. लेकिन गोपी कृष्णन को बुलाने का एक डिसएडवांटेज ये भी है कि किसी और को मौका नहीं मिलता. Now, so much has been said. In fact, we are already running into 65th minute. And even after 65 minutes, मुझे बोलने का मौका नहीं मिला. जगदीश जी ने शुरू में सारा कुछ जो मोदी के 10 साल में हुआ है उसको संक्षिप्त रूप में बयान किया. डॉक्टर स्वामी ने तो जो कार्यक्रम का प्रारंभ किया था, और ये दो महानुभूति जो हमारे साथ हैं, गोपी कृष्णन और डॉक्टर स्वामी, अगर आप पिछला इतिहास उठा के देखेंगे तो भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ने के लिए अगर पत्रकारिता में एक नाम है तो वो गोपी कृष्णन का नाम है, और राजनीति में अगर एक नाम है तो वो डॉक्टर सुब्रमण्यन स्वामी का नाम.
सही बात है.
तो इन दोनों के बाद मैं कुछ फंडामेंटल इश्यू उठाना चाहता हूं. मैं दो फंडामेंटल इश्यू हैं. पहला ये है कि क्या भ्रष्टाचार भारत में एक राजनीतिक मुद्दा है, और यदि एक राजनीतिक मुद्दा है तो भारत का मतदाता, वोटर, क्या भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ अपना मत प्रकट करता है. मैं पिछले 50 वर्षों से कम अच्छी तरह से भारतीय चुनावों का विश्लेषण करता आ रहा हूं, और मैंने देखा है इतिहास में 2 मौके ऐसे आए हैं, सिर्फ 2 मौके, जहां पे करप्शन एक इशू बना है. इनफैक्ट तीन मौके हैं, लेकिन तीसरा मैं बाद में बताऊंगा. एक तो 89 में जब बीपी सिंह ने बोफोर्स के खिलाफ मुद्दा उठाया, और दूसरा 2014 में जब नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री पद के उम्मीदवार थे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के, और गोपी कृष्णन जी और डॉक्टर सुब्रमण्यन स्वामी जी ने जो मुद्दे उठाए थे 2009 से 2013 तक, उन्हीं मुद्दों के सहारे चुनाव लड़ गया. तो मैं ये दो मौके इसलिए बता रहा हूं कि दोनों मौकों पर भ्रष्टाचार को एक राजनीतिक मुद्दा बनाया गया। तीसरा जो है वो सफल नहीं हुआ, वो 1996 में हवाला के टाइम हुआ था। हवाला एक बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा बना, कई लोगों ने पार्टियां छोड़ी, कई लोगों ने अपने पद से इस्तीफा दिया, लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी जी गए, मदन लाल खुराना जी मुख्यमंत्री पद से गए, और जाने क्या क्या। लेकिन जो दूसरा मेरा मुद्दा है कि क्या भारतीय मतदाता भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ वोट देता है? हमने 89 में देखा, दिया। राजीव गांधी सरकार को निकाल के उन्होंने वीपी सिंह की सरकार लाई, हालांकि पूरी मेजॉरिटी नहीं थी, लेकिन फिर भी कुछ दिन चली सरकार वो, लेकिन भ्रष्टाचार के मुद्दे पे सफल होकर मतदाता ने एक अपना मत प्रकट किया। दूसरी बार जैसे मैंने बताया कि जब नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री बने तो वो भ्रष्टाचार के मुद्दे पर ही बने। तीसरा मैं इसलिए बताना नहीं चाहता था कि हवाला में ऐसा नहीं हुआ। 1996 में हवाला मुद्दा बना, लेकिन सारे लोग जो हवाला में एक्यूज थे, जिनके ऊपर आरोप लगे थे, सारे फिर चुनकर आ गए। और वही अभी 2024 में हुआ है, जो मैं कहना चाहता हूं। बार बार वॉशिंग मशीन का नाम हो रहा है, दुनिया जानती है वॉशिंग मशीन क्या हो रही है। 25 लीडर्स अपोजिशन के जो बीजेपी ने एक एक करके चिन्हित किए, उनका पूरा इतिहास जनता के सामने रखा कि ये भ्रष्ट हैं। अभी अजीत दादा पवार का नाम आया, प्रफुल्ल पटेल का नाम आया, पश्चिम बंगाल के मुकुल राय हैं, कई आप नाम गिनो तो 25 लोग ऐसे हैं। लेकिन बड़े मजे की बात यह है, उन 25 लोगों में से जिनके ऊपर भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों ने लगाए थे, 23 लोग बीजेपी में शामिल हैं आज की तारीख में। So much for the concern for corruption in बीजेपी। तो बीजेपी की स्थिति क्या है? बीजेपी मान गई है कि 2014 में जो हुआ, 1989 में जो हुआ, अब दोबारा नहीं होने वाला। करप्शन इज नॉट एन इश्यू एट ऑल, एंड देयरफॉर एज यू कैन सी, अजित दादा पवार को 40 सीटें मिलती हैं महाराष्ट्र में, और शरद पवार जो उनकी ओरिजिनल पार्टी थी, उनको 10 सीटें मिलती हैं। एकनाथ शिंदे 57 सीटें पाते हैं और उद्धव ठाकरे 20 सीटें पाते हैं। तो करप्शन इज नॉट एन इश्यू, द इश्यू इज हाउ डू वी सॉल्व दिस करप्शन। मुझे याद है, एंड आप लोग ताज्जुब करोगे, I was a teenager when Chaudhary Charan Singh took over in 1967 as the Chief Minister of UP. जितनी साफ छवि, क्लीन इमेज भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ मैंने चौधरी चरण सिंह की देखी है, किसी भी भारतीय जनमानस में किसी नेता की छवि ऐसी नहीं रही। चौधरी चरण सिंह जब मुख्यमंत्री बने तो जनता में फैल गया था, कल से लोग समय पे ऑफिस आएंगे, कोई भ्रष्टाचार नहीं होगा, क्योंकि टॉप से भ्रष्टाचार चलता है, और जब टॉप क्लीन होगा तो नीचे अपने आप जनता में असर जाएगा। दूसरा प्रभाव मैंने देखा था, केजरीवाल ने जब 2015 में इलेक्शन जीता था और कहा था कि आप सारा रिकॉर्ड कर लो और मुझे कैमरा बना के, वीडियो बना के भेज दो, और ये करेंगे वो करेंगे। बट चौधरी चरण सिंह डिड नॉट लास्ट लॉन्ग। 1.5 साल में उनकी सरकार भी चली गई। केजरीवाल तो अभी भी जितने चल रहे हैं, उनका आपने अभी गोपी कृष्णन ने केजरीवाल का इतिहास भी बता दिया। बट इश्यू इज व्हाट डू वी डू, हम इन मुद्दों पे करें क्या? इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड का इतना बड़ा मुद्दा था, इतना बड़ा मुद्दा, जगदीश ने बहुत डिटेल में बताया। और मैं आपको बताऊं, अभी 10 दिन पहले इंडियन एक्सप्रेस ने एक बहुत मजेदार खबर छापी। इंडियन एक्सप्रेस ने जो खबर छापी कि ट्यूबरकुलोसिस, अस्थमा, थैलेसीमिया, ये 3 बहुत खतरनाक बीमारी हैं, और इन 3 खतरनाक बीमारियों से लड़ने के लिए जो मेडिसिन चाहिए होती है, they were part of the essential drugs. Essential drugs are controlled by the government, pricing of that, and the pricing is, there is a separate department which controls the pricing. 50% प्राइस अभी सरकार ने बढ़ा दिए हैं of these essential drugs, 50%। और अगर कोरिलेशन आप देखेंगे तो आप पाएंगे कि 30 फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनीज donated 900 crore rupees under electoral bond. This is the correlation. But even after this correlation, दुनिया प्रचार कर रही थी इलेक्ट्रल बॉन्ड के ऊपर, लेकिन जनता के ऊपर असर नहीं हुआ और मोदी जी फिर भले ही कम बहुमत से चुनकर आ गए। तो एक ये भी निराशाजनक पहलू है भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ने का। और बार बार मैं नाम ले रहा हूं गोपी का और डॉक्टर स्वामी का, जिन्होंने अपनी उम्र खपा दी भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ते हुए। तो कहीं ना कहीं जो लोग भ्रष्टाचार से लड़ते हैं उनके साथ ये फ्रस्ट्रेशन भी है कि भाई हमारा असर तो 2G में क्या हुआ। अभी जो हम 2G की बात कर रहे थे, कल मैं जिस फ्लाइट से गया था अहमदाबाद, मैंने देखा ए राजा भी उसी फ्लाइट में कहीं जा रहे थे एयरपोर्ट पे, और 15 लोग उनके साथ साथ आगे चल रहे थे, बड़े शान से जा रहे थे। MP है तो, लेकिन वो जेल रहने के बाद भी चुनकर आ गए। तो ये बड़ा निराशाजनक पहलू है। डॉक्टर स्वामी ने अपनी पुस्तक में लिखा हुआ है भ्रष्टाचार को कैसे खत्म कर सकते हैं, और उन्होंने एक उदाहरण दिया है एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू, स्टैटिस्टिकल कॉन्सेप्ट है, सांख्यिकी का कॉन्सेप्ट है। उन्होंने बताया है कि अगर भ्रष्टाचार करने वाले को ये लगेगा कि भ्रष्टाचार हम बहुत बड़ा कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर पकड़े भी गए तो सजा जरा सी है और प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत कम है। तो बेस्ड ऑन दैट प्रोबेबिलिटी कॉन्सेप्ट, डॉक्टर स्वामी हैज एक्सप्लेन्ड हाउ कैन करप्शन बी ब्रॉट डाउन। नाउ नेचुरली इसके लिए जो टॉप पे है, जो ऊपर है, उसकी छवि साफ होना चाहिए। अगर कोई चौधरी चरण सिंह ऊपर टॉप पे होगा तो धीरे धीरे परकोलेट डाउन होगा और करप्शन कम हो जाएगा। दिस इज द मेन इश्यू। हम सदियों डिस्कस कर सकते हैं, अभी तो हमने 1 घंटा डिस्कस किया है, और इंसाइक्लोपीडिया हमारे साथ बैठा है गोपी कृष्णन, जिनको कोई भी नाम नहीं भूलता, जिनको कोई भी तारीख नहीं भूलती। कोई भी आप 15 साल पहले का भी बोलोगे तो वो याद करके बता देंगे। अगर कोई लाइव ऑडियो बुक हम रिलीज करें, लाइव ऑडियो बुक, तो गोपी कृष्णन विल बी द राइट ऑथर ऑफ दैट बुक व्हिच कैन कंटिन्यू एंड कंटिन्यू। बट एज आई सेड, द फंडामेंटल इश्यू आई वांट टू रेज, और बहुत बड़ी बात, लास्ट क्यों प्रोग्राम बहुत लंबा हो गया है, 1 मिनट में अपनी बात खत्म करता हूं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने करप्शन के मुद्दे पे 2014 में दे केम टू पावर, राइडिंग द करप्शन इशू, एंड प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बार बार कहा न खाऊंगा न खाने दूंगा।
क्या ढोकला?
Essentially,
You're talking about
I will
ढोकला
not
or
take bribe
corruption?
and I will not allow anybody to take bribe. But what has happened? हम नीरव मोदी, विजय माल्या, मेहुल चौकसी सब नहीं भी जाएं, it was roughly about 5 lakh crores. Banking frauds alone have taken place under Modi.
Arvind ji, very simple case. The NPAs. I mean,
Sorry?
lakhs of crores of rupees have been,
No, I'm saying they're banking frauds only. I'm just saying. So if you look at the size of the corruption, size of the colossal, I mean, humongous. आप करप्शन का अंदाजा नहीं लगा सकते जो अभी भी चल रहा है, और जो जिन करप्शन के चार्जेस वाले लोगों को हम अब पार्टी में लेंगे, सरकार में बनाएंगे, मंत्री बनाएंगे, तो जाहिर है कि जो लोग करप्शन के खिलाफ। और दूसरा, मंदिर, मस्जिद, मंगलसूत्र, मटन, मछली और मुजरा, इन मुद्दों पे 2024 का चुनाव लड़ा गया। मोदी जी ने कहां करप्शन की बात की? तो करप्शन दे टॉक when it suits them, and when their purpose is served, corruption takes a back seat. So this is very important, and I think people like Dr. Swamy, people like Gopi Krishnan and others should take this issue, that how to take it to the people and make corruption an election issue so that people vote, and those who are named under corruption, they are ousted by the ballot paper or machine, whatever you say. That is the issue which I want to raise. Dr. Swamy.
No, I want to add one thing to Arvind. Arvind, those people who are enjoying power today don't know the contribution or don't want to acknowledge the contribution of Dr. Subramanian Swamy from 2009 to 2014 to expose the UPA's corruption. This was one of the main factors that contributed to the victory of the BJP and Modi becoming the Prime Minister. Now all those unbucks and gunbucks who are coming on the Godi media are all big professors and philosophers don't know that it was this corruption. Modi was not anywhere. He was only isolated in Gujarat. He was nowhere fighting corruption. Headlines were created by Dr. Swamy.
Yes.
And he was responsible for the victory of the BJP.
Absolutely.
But they are trying to make as if Modi was a big champion to fight against corruption. But where is he now? History will record all these things, that Dr. Swamy's contributing to fight corruption brought BJP to power. Sorry, we have taken too long, but I just wanted to add this small bit to it.
Yeah. So the program is already more than.
एक मिनट डॉक्टर स्वामी
80 minutes.
आप कुछ बताना चाहते हैं? 2 minutes.
No, you see, the question is, if you look in history, it's no use being disappointed. Sometimes what happens is during your lifetime, something may not happen, but what you set into motion then happens. Take the freedom struggle. You find those who gave a lot of sacrifice, they did not see freedom. But because of that, Subhash Chandra Bose didn't survive, but the atmosphere he created. So we should fight anyway, whether we are going to be rewarded or not. And it's not going to be easy, because those who are getting money easily, they are not going to let you make them fakir by your methods. So that's so never be disappointed. We are doing what we are doing, and we are happy with it.
Dr. Swamy is a true follower of Gita. He believes in karma and not in the phal. But Dr. Swamy, there are rare, you are a rare example. Many people get disheartened that my work is not getting any fruit. फल नहीं मिल रहा हमको. तो जो भारत में भ्रष्टाचार से लड़ने वाले हैं, उनको थोड़ा कहीं ना कहीं कुंठा होती है, फ्रस्ट्रेशन होता है. इसी कारण होता है कि उनको कुछ उसका जवाब नहीं मिलता, फल नहीं मिलता, बल्कि उनके खिलाफ केस कर दिए जाते हैं.
Let them read Gita.
Ask them to read Gita. Yes, right. Ask them to read Gita.
That's it.
Anyway, खत्म कर दे. Anything else? Arvind ji,
I think we'll wind up. Thank you, Gopi. It's always a pleasure to invite you, and maybe again you are joining us after a few months. But we would request you to spare more time, because these are the important issues. And as I said, I repeat, some people don't like it. Gopi is an encyclopedia of history and corruption in this country, and not only a crusader, and no match for Dr. Swamy. And therefore, these two gentlemen discussing corruption, I think it should be a gift to the viewers of this program. And though we have run into about 90 minutes, but this is worth it. And many more programs are not sufficient to discuss the corruption in this country. And whether we talk about one prime minister or other prime ministers, we have seen other prime ministers were no good. Manmohan Singh, we all say, was a very honest prime minister. But what is the point of being honest if you turn your eye this side and that side when you see some corrupt people around you? And we know there is a nexus between corrupt people and people in power, which is still taking place. Unfortunate, but we have to live with it until some statistical formula brings effect to the people who indulge in corrupt practices. Thank you, Dr. Swamy. Such an important issue. And thank you, Gopi. Thanks, Ramesh and Jagdish, for giving so much contribution today in terms of information sharing. And thanks the technical team led by Ashish Shetty, Gadgi Rakesh, Ishwarayar, Swaminathan, Tejas Navalgul, Gurdat Shetty, and Najesh Nair. Like this, we will be discussing again another issue next Sunday, 8 p.m. live with Dr. Subramanian Swamy and a guest if required on a different topic. Till then, viewers, Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Shri Ram.
Yes.
Jai Shri Ram.